And I'll be honest, if I didn't get paid to watch the show, I wouldn't watch it. I don't want to see this. I'm not entertained by it.
I want to get your thoughts on this season because as somebody that's watched The Bachelor for years and years and years, the season is really putting me off with all this bullying. I'm glad like a lot of it's behind after this week, but like, did it kind of turn you off as well? Because I feel like even though we're 5-6 weeks in, I really don't know a lot about Matt, and that's who I want to know about. I don't know what his narrative is, how I just feel like we have this disconnect from him. Do you feel that as well?
Absolutely. And coming off of a strong season of Tayshia, who you saw great men, and Claire too, because they were hers, some of them were hers, but you saw great men who were focused on Tayshia. You got to know Tayshia, you got to know these men, and you saw these mature relationships, which contributes to the success of Tayshia and Zach. They really seem like the real deal and very happy. So then to go to another season of where the women, and as a woman, I'm not liking this. We saw it on Peter's season as well. It was an issue. We don't need to continue this storyline for the women on the season. It is off-putting, and I'll be honest, if I didn't get paid to watch the show, I wouldn't watch it. I don't want to see this. I'm not entertained by it. I get having a villain. I understand that's a storyline, but it doesn't need to be the focal point.
Right.
I don't want to know more about Victoria than I do about Matt, which is, to date, that's the case.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that somebody like Victoria is going to be able to bounce back from this season? Because, we see villains and they always say, after the show, it really affected their mental health. But it seems like she's a little bit delusional and doesn't really think that she is a villain. But do you think like somebody like her can bounce back after this?
No. One, she needs a new shtick. Right? Like she needs, let the queen thing go, right? It's old, like all the little sayings that you've had, they've got to go. I think that she had her opportunity on Good Morning America. She had her opportunity when she got sent home, and she has no self-awareness. Like she just doesn't get it, or she doesn't want to get it. So how can somebody like that bounce back or change when they can't even see it?
Right. So there have been all these stories about, Jed and Dylan coming forward saying that, producers manipulate situations. Did you ever find that happening to you in your season? Were you ever forced to keep somebody on longer than you wanted to? Did you ever feel that way?
I never felt manipulated. I never felt like I was being taken advantage of. When I see people say that, I'm almost like, that's on you that you felt like you fell for that type of scenario. I don't know if you're trying to get attention. I'm not sure if, like you're trying to excuse some of the decisions you made, but we are all grown people. You made those decisions for whatever reason it is. Don't try to now go blame it on somebody else. But obviously, yeah, they're making a TV show. So I might have to keep someone on as the Bachelorette for a 2-on-1, but they never told me who I needed to pick at the end. They never forced me. They might have said, hey, you might want to take this person on a date because they have an interesting story, but I was never swayed in my decision of who I wanted at the end of all of this.
Yeah. How do you think Matt is doing?
I think that Matt's doing as well as he can do for someone who has never been a part of this franchise, never been on the show before, dealing with all this drama. It was nice to see him take charge and clean house this past week. I think he's doing fine. Yeah. I do. I think in the beginning he seemed a little shy and nervous and a little robotic, but he seems to be loosening up and coming into his own, and I get it. So I hope people are enjoying him, and I hope we see more of him because I know him off camera and he's a good guy.
Yeah. Do you think it was a bit unfair or not unfair, maybe that's not the right word, the right choice to pick somebody that hasn't been through the Bachelor system yet? Or do you think it's kind of refreshing that we haven't really known him before?
I think it's refreshing to get to know somebody new who we haven't seen before. I don't agree with the timing, which I've been vocal about, the timing and the announcement of Matt James. I don't like how he was rolled out to us, but I do like the fact that we have representation, and I do like seeing somebody new.
Yeah. Being the first Black Bachelorette, what kind of pressure is he going under right now, being the first Black Bachelor?
Well, I think Matt has more pressure than I did because he's the first in a time in our country where there's a lot of civil, racial, social unrest. and he's representing himself as a Black man when, you know, Black voices thankfully are being amplified and put on, you know, like, are finally being heard when we've been going through these same issues for centuries, but not everyone else is recognizing it. So now he's representing himself to America during this time. So I think that there are more eyes on him. There's more pressure. And then I also think he has pressure, because a different amount of pressure, because people are assuming what he's going to do because of what I did and what Tayshia did. And that is so unfair. You know, Matt is his own person. People should give him a chance. People should wait and see how it all plays out. But even if Matt doesn't do what you want him to do at the end of the day, we need to recognize the fact that he is the first Black Bachelor. And we've been asking for representation for 18 years. I think it's 18 years, and we finally got it. Let's not tear this man down when he just got here.